I am the voice of God, and anyone who doesn't like it will be hewn down. I'm playing a character called Brigham Young. We are gathered here to build up the kingdom of God.
These were his speeches, and these were the things he said.
There are sins that men commit, for which they cannot attain forgiveness in this world, or in that which is to come.
He is doing the best he can. He's not trying to be villainous.
It exalts God that he has planted this people in a place that's not desired. They would say, "Shed my blood, that I may be saved and exalted with the gods." We take a solemn oath to never discuss this, even among ourselves.
John D. Lee would write years later that from the day the Fancher party was slaughtered on the field, there was a vow of silence, and that the person who broke that vow would pay for it with their lives.
What we do know is the cover-up, and the cover-up can be very clearly documented, and it is not ambiguous. It is absolutely clear that this event was purposely distorted and misrepresented and hidden.
Denials from the church began immediately. They sent letters to Mormon authorities outside Utah saying the Paiute Indians had done it, and passed reports to Washington repeating this falsehood. The church's claims were countered within days. In 1858, a report on the front page of the New York Times identified John D. Lee as the instigator of the massacre.
My great-great-grandfather was John D. Lee, who was the only one brought to trial and convicted for this, in which there was complicity of at least 5 other leaders, I think, as you read the history, that should have been in that trial. Brigham Young, who was his adopted father, did not support him in the trial. He did not come in and say, let's find these other guys. It isn't only John D. Lee's fault here.
From the 24th of December 1845 until the 7th of January 1846, there was a daily prayer within the temple. Brigham Young was conducting the meeting. The subject was for the means to be removed from Nauvoo and to sell all the possessions in Nauvoo so they could go and immigrate to what we call now today Utah. In the prayer it said, "For means to remove from this place, and that to this end our possessions might look good to those who are round about us, that they may buy them and pay us gold and silver and such things as we need." But despite this, all 3 efforts to try and sell the temple to the Catholics and the other attempts to sell it to other companies all failed. The Nauvoo temple fire of 1848 has been a question to most Mormons in Utah: who really burnt down the Nauvoo temple? Well, today I will show you evidence to prove that Brigham Young ordered his men to burn down and destroy the Mormon temple in Nauvoo, Illinois in 1848. He wanted it burnt down to the ground. His motives for burning the Nauvoo temple were 2 main reasons. The first reason Brigham Young wanted the Nauvoo temple to be burnt down was he did not want to let the Smith family have the temple and use it. The second reason is far more sinister. The second reason why Brigham Young wanted to burn down the Nauvoo temple was that Brigham Young was dishonestly wanting to claim fire insurance compensation. He fraudulently tried to make a claim for fire insurance. Now that's illegal, that's a crime. So in the previous video I proved to you that he murdered Joseph Smith. So not only is he a murderer, but he is an arson. He fraudulently claimed in fire insurance and that's why he burned down Nauvoo Temple, besides the other reason of jealousy, that he didn't want Joseph Smith's family or Joseph Smith's son to use the temple.